Right friends, welcome back to Why and How. This is for 7th week from 13th February to 19th February. Look at the first one. Senior IAS officer Ajay Tyagi was appointed as the new chairman of Securities and Exchange Board of India. The outgoing chairman was UK Sinha and he completed total tenure including extended tenure of 6 years. Now Ajay Tyagi was appointed for a period of 3 years, and I would like to throw some light on Securities and Exchange Board of India. Please don't forget, Securities and Exchange Board of India is the capital market regulator which was established in 1988 and it got statutory status in 1992 with the passage of SEBI Act. You may have a doubt, where is the headquarters of SEBI? SEBI headquarters is in Mumbai, and Ajay Tyagi was appointed and he will be in this post for 3 years. And I would like to tell you one more point. Ajay Tyagi represented India at the Financial Action Task Force, and at the same time he is representing India at Financial Stability Board. I would like to tell you few things about these two. One is Financial Action Task Force. This is Paris based organization, and the main purpose of Financial Action Task Force is to look at money laundering and terrorist financing. India is also a member of FATF and it primarily looks at money laundering and terrorist financing. You may have a doubt, what is the purpose of Financial Stability Board? Financial Stability Board is established based on the recommendations of G20. Its headquarters is in Basel, Switzerland. What is the purpose of Financial Stability Board? Its main purpose is to look at stability of the global financial system. So, the stability of the global financial system is looked after by this Financial Stability Board. This is based in Basel, Switzerland. FATF is based in Paris, right? These things don't forget. Neelambur teak, Kerala's Neelambur teak will be added to the list of Kerala produces with geographical indication tag. All of you are familiar with Basmati rice. Basmati rice basically grown in certain parts of India, not all the parts, grown in certain parts of India, basically northwestern part of the country, got geographical indication tag recently. Now Neelambur teak, this Neelambur teak will also get geographical indication tag, and GI tag on products will have unique geographical origin and evolution over centuries. So, basically if somebody is talking about Darjeeling tea, or you can say Nagpur oranges, Mysore silk, it indicates that quality as well as the reputation is attributed to it. So, you may have a doubt what exactly the meaning of geographical indications tag. It has a specific geographical origin and possesses qualities or reputation pertaining to that origin. So, GI tag indicates reputation for that particular product, and who looks after them? It is looked after by Geographical Indications Registry. Geographical Indications Registry is based in Chennai, and it is under the Office of the Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks. Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks is basically looking at various patents, designs, trademarks, geographical indications, and these are all basically looked after by Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion. So, Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks is under DIPP, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and this Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks looks at all those aspects, right? And intellectual property is basically creations of mind, which is nothing but patents, designs and trademarks. Right friends, with this let us move on to the next issue, and before going ahead, please don't forget Darjeeling tea was the first product to get GI tag status in our country. And if someone is talking about this year's issues, one is Nilambur teak, this is from Kerala. Similarly, basmati rice, northwestern part of the country, it also got a GI tag, and Nilambur teak is going to be added. Look into the next issue. One peculiar issue which is making the medical fraternity nervous, or you can say medical fraternity is not able to find out what exactly the specific reason for more number of kidney diseases in Uddanam region of Srikakulam district of Andhra Pradesh. Several people are being suffered for the past several decades in Uddanam region of Srikakulam district of Andhra Pradesh, and normally kidney diseases are associated with diabetes, but here several people are affected, and it is known as chronic kidney disease of unknown etiology. Chronic kidney disease of unknown etiology, and it affected thousands of people in Srikakulam district. And the other important aspect is the exact cause is yet to be established, but there is a suspicion that silica and strontium are likely to be the causative factors as per one report, but it is not confirmed. Right now, ICMR will investigate the reasons behind this disease in this particular area in the country. Look at the next issue. India, along with developing countries Brazil, Argentina, rejected an informal attempt by the European Union and Canada with regard to Global Investment Pact. And I would like to tell you 2-3 things. One is this trade facilitation in goods, trade facilitation agreement for goods already exists. India also ratified it, and two issues are there with regard to World Trade Organization. With regard to World Trade Organization, there are two important issues. If you look at India, India is pressing for trade facilitation agreement in services. In services, we are facing several problems because we are quite strong in services because of information and communication technology, and our people are facing several problems when they want to go to countries like China or United States of America. And basically, India want trade facilitation agreement for services, and it will facilitate easier movement of skilled workers and professionals across borders for short term work. This is the proposal from India. And other aspect, there is another proposal from advanced countries. This is very important from examination perspective. Advanced countries are in favor of Global Investment Pact. We have discussed about goods. Already one pact exists. Services, India want trade facilitation pact in services. Third point is advanced countries want global investment pact, basically to protect their investments through ISDS mechanism. This is in the news quite frequently. What is meant by ISDS? This came into the news because it was a part of Trans-Pacific Partnership, and here ISDS means Investor State Dispute Settlement Mechanism. And what is the meaning of ISDS? The meaning is, if multinational companies suffer losses due to policy changes in various countries, if multinational companies suffer losses due to policy changes in various countries, they can go for international arbitration without exhausting the local remedies. Without exhausting the local remedies available in various countries, they can go to international arbitration directly. So, this is the meaning of Investor State Dispute Settlement Mechanism or ISDS mechanism. So, advanced countries want it, and India as well as Brazil and Argentina are not in favor of this global investment pact, right. So, this is all about WTO. Let us move on. India's 8-point plan to fight climate change will soon become a 11-point plan with new missions are going to be added. And please don't forget, Prime Minister's Council on Climate Change. Prime Minister's Council on Climate Change. This has instituted a national action plan on assessment, adaptation and mitigation of climate change, and since 2012 this is in vogue, basically to look at climate change at the national level to address various issues pertaining to climate change. Previously, there were 8 national missions, starting from National Solar Mission right up to National Mission on Strategic Knowledge for Climate Change. There were previously 8 missions and 3 more missions are going to be added. The 3 missions: National Mission on Health, National Mission on Coastal Zones, National Mission on Waste to Energy. These 3 are going to be added. Please don't forget, for the mission of climate change, which is in vogue since 2012. Look into the next one. Union Cabinet approved Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Saksharata Abhiyan. 2 things please don't forget. One is Dizzy Gaon. We have already discussed. Dizzy Gaon basically looks at telemedicine, education and skills. And this program, this is Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Saksharata Abhiyan. What is the purpose of this? The purpose is to make 6 crore rural households digitally literate by March 19. 6 crore rural households digitally literate. Future is going to be digital means of living. In our day-to-day living, several things will be done in digital way. Keeping that in mind, the government launched Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Saksharata Abhiyan or PMG Disha. The main purpose of PMG Disha is to train 6 crore rural households digitally literate. 25 lakh will be trained this year, then 2.75 crores next year, and 3 crores subsequent year, and this is going to be one of the largest digital literacy programs in the world. Please don't forget. So, please don't forget about PMG Disha as well as Dizzy Gaon. These programs are very important. Look at the next one. The Monetary Policy Committee of Reserve Bank of India, headed by RBI Governor Urjit Patel, has made no changes in the policy rates. They will be as it is, repo rate at 6.25%, and this is the last monetary policy for financial year 2016-17, and GDP growth forecast for the current year is reduced to 6.9% because of demonetization. And please don't forget 2 things when you look at monetary policy from examination perspective. The Monetary Policy Committee consists of 6 members, 3 external members, Pamiduwa, Chetan Ghate and Ravindra Dholakia, and 3 internal members of Reserve Bank of India. And Urjit Patel will have casting vote if there is a tie of 3 votes and 3 votes. Second important point is inflation target is also given by Government of India, and inflation target valid up to March 2021 is 4% plus or minus 2%. If the inflation goes beyond this, then Reserve Bank has to give explanation to the government. Look at the next one. Lok Sabha passed Payment of Wages Amendment Bill 2017 as per Payment of Wages Act of 1936. Previously, the clause was to pay into bank account up to certain limit, to pay into bank account or through checks. It requires approval of employee previously, but now with this amendment, it permits the employer means whoever is giving job, employee means whoever is working. So, please don't confuse with these 2 words. Employer means whoever is giving job. Employee means whoever is working. So here, as per this amendment, it permits the employer, or you can say company, to pay an employee's wages either by check or by crediting them into his bank account, right? So it removes the requirement of obtaining prior written authorization which was in vogue previously. So with this amendment, obtaining written permission has gone away. So any company can pay wages directly into the bank account of employee as per this payment of wages amendment bill of 2017. Solar tariffs have crashed to record levels of less than rupees 3 a kilowatt hour in the auctions for projects in Rewa, Madhya Pradesh. Right? Now, $1 million question is, in future, if solar power becomes too cheaper, then what will happen to the investments in coal-based power plants? Right? Then look at the next issue. Anil Ambani owned Reliance Defence and Engineering Limited. This Reliance Defence and Engineering Limited signed an agreement with US Navy's 7th Fleet. So, the crux of the matter I will explain you. If any repair is required for US naval ships, if any repair is required for US naval ships, they will be undertaken with the facility of Reliance Defence. The facility of Reliance Defence is available at the place called Pipavav in Gujarat, and any repair pertaining to US naval ships can be undertaken at Pipavav shipyard of Reliance. This is one aspect, and this is made possible because of LEMO. You may have a doubt what is meant by LEMO. LEMO means Logistics Exchange Memorandum of Agreement, and this was signed in August 2016. Because of this agreement between India and USA, for any repairs of ships or any other defense equipment, one can use others' facility. India can use United States of America's facility. America can use India's facility. This is the meaning of Logistics Exchange Memorandum of Agreement, or LEMO, which was signed recently. Then look at the next one. Karnataka passed Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Karnataka Amendment Bill 2017. This is just like Jallikattu. You followed the sequence of Jallikattu events. Similar events for Kambala. Here what happened? Kambala was stayed by High Court some time back. High Court of Karnataka stayed the Kambala. Kambala means buffalo race. Please look into this picture. This is buffalo race, which is predominantly done in coastal regions of Karnataka. That means west coast of India in Karnataka. And this Kambala race was banned by Karnataka High Court based on a petition from PETA. This is an organization which is looking at preventing cruelty to animals. And now Karnataka Assembly passed a legislation, and this is basically removing buffalo race from the ambit of Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act of 1960. So this cruelty to animals is in concurrent list. As cruelty to animals is in the concurrent list, both the center as well as the states can enact legislations, but in this particular case, there is already one legislation by center, that is Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act of 1960. When Karnataka's legislation violates that act, then Karnataka's legislation will become null and void because of doctrine of repugnancy as per Article 254. So, as to avoid this, now Karnataka will approve center's assent. That means the center will approve this legislation. That means the president will give approval. Then things will be normal. Kambala can be continued. right? So please don't forget this doctrine of repugnancy is inbuilt in Article 254 of the Constitution. Basically, when state law contravenes with center law, when the item is in the concurrent list, then state's law will be null and void. That is doctrine of repugnancy. Look into the next one. This is National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority reduced the prices of stents. You may have a doubt, what is meant by stent? Stent is basically placed in blood vessels to remove or to relieve an obstruction in the blood vessels in heart. In the blood vessels in heart, there may be blocks. So, this stent is placed to relieve the obstruction, and previously hospitals are selling these stents at exorbitant level. Now NPPA capped the prices. 2-3 things I would like to tell you. This National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority is vested with capping the prices, and this is under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. Most important, this NPPA is under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. Some people feel that it is under Ministry of Health, but it is under Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. Please don't forget. Second important point is these stents have been included in the National List of Essential Medicines. These stents were included in the National List of Essential Medicines in July last year, and subsequently they were added to the Schedule 1 of the Drug Prices Control Order 2013. When they were added to the Schedule 1 of Drug Prices Control Order, then NPPA can limit the prices. Here prices were reduced drastically, 29,600 instead of around 2 lakhs, 7,260 instead of 40,000. So this shows how hospitals are exploiting people. Look into the next issue. PSLV C-37 successfully launched 104 satellites in a single flight. This is the record ever. 2-3 things I would like to tell you. India launched Cartosat-2 satellite, which will be useful for remote sensing operations, Another important point is ISRO, or you can say the organization, is directly under Department of Space, and Department of Space is directly under the Prime Minister. Then Matrix is the commercial arm of ISRO, which looks at various commercial activities for ISRO. Then another important point is 104 satellites is the world record. Previous record was 37 set by Russia. And another important aspect is 96 of these satellites are from United States of America, right? So what are the challenges? Basically, the challenge in placing these many number of satellites is in ensuring adequate separation between all the 104 satellites, during their orbital injection, that is to be injected one after the other, as well as during their subsequent orbital life. They should not collide subsequently. Another important aspect is these were placed in sun synchronous orbit at a height of around 500 kilometers. So this is the picture showing this PSLV C-37, which took 104 satellites into space. Look at the next one. During the next monsoon season, there will be an experiment with silver iodide over clouds in Sholapur region of Maharashtra to test whether cloud seeding produces sufficient rain. Please don't forget this silver iodide seeding. Clouds will be seeded with the silver iodide, and this program is rupees 250 crore program, and this is coordinated by Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology. This is under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. So Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology will conduct experiments with regard to the injection of silver iodide into the clouds. Silver iodide into the clouds. This is basically, this silver iodide is released into the atmosphere by a propane flame, mostly with the help of a jet, and these iodide particles will raise into the clouds, and then these particles will act as a base for water vapor to settle in. When water vapor settles in, then it will become larger drops. When these particles become larger drops, then automatically they will fall down as rain. So basically, to make water vapor into bigger drops, and basically these particles of silver iodide will be used as a base for water vapor to settle in, and subsequently they will fall down as rain. Right? Please look into this picture and look at the next. Supreme Court said that it had to examine if the personal laws of triple talaq and polygamy violate the fundamental rights of Muslim women. Now, two things I would like to tell you. The issue of triple talaq and polygamy. Triple talaq means that is the practice prevalent in Muslim religion, giving divorce. Second thing is polygamy. Polygamy means having two or more wives at the same time, and opposite word is polyandry. And here polygamy and triple talaq, they are the practices in vogue in Muslim religion, and Supreme Court raised the issue, and central government asked Supreme Court to examine whether the personal laws of Muslim religion can be brought under the ambit of Article 13. You may have a doubt what is Article 13. Article 13 basically looks at the laws which are inconsistent with the fundamental rights. Now the basic issue is whether triple talaq and polygamy are violating fundamental rights of Muslim women. However, Muslim Personal Law Board stated that Supreme Court had no jurisdiction to strike down any provisions of personal laws. Under these circumstances, the issue will be referred to Constitution Bench. Constitution Bench means minimum 5 judges will be there. Look into the next issue. Supreme Court stated that there is no concept of national song and refused to give direction to the government on national policy with regard to national song. And all of you are familiar with Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram is our national song, and Jana Gana Mana is national anthem. And if you look at Article 51A, Article 51AA, that cites citizens' fundamental duties. In the citizens' fundamental duties, the reference was made to respect national anthem and national flag, but there was no mention of national song. So now the Supreme Court stated that it do not intend to enter into any debate as far as national song is concerned. Right? Look at the next issue. Union government is planning to set up a defense procurement organization, basically to integrate and streamline the procurement of defense requirements. Previously, there was a lot of delay in defense procurements, and to reduce the delay, now the Union government is planning to set up a defense procurement organization. And previously, a committee was appointed, and that was headed by Dr. Preetham Singh, former director of IIM Lucknow, and the committee submitted its report, and the new organization will be established based on the recommendations of Dr. Preetham Singh committee. Government has made Aadhaar mandatory for those receiving subsidized food grains under National Food Security Act from all public distribution shops. Time was given up to 30 June 2017. So, by 30 June 2017, all the citizens getting various benefits under National Food Security Act 2013 must have Aadhaar. And please don't forget, Gujarat is the first state to implement Aadhaar enabled payment systems for fair price shops. Right? Look into the last issue. Supreme Court convicts Sasikala Natarajan and two others in disproportionate assets case of 1996. Supreme Court convicted V.K. Sasikala and two others for 4 years imprisonment with a fine of rupees 10 crores each, and Sasikala, because of this judgment, cannot contest elections for 4 years plus another 6 years. So, for 10 years, she stands debarred from contesting in the elections. And if you look at the chronology, Jayalalitha was the chief minister for the first time in 1991-96, and Subramanian Swamy in 1996 filed a complaint against Jayalalitha for disproportionate assets, and 3 more were added. And in 2014, after around 18 years, Special Trial Court found all 4 guilty and imposed imprisonment as well as fines. But in 2015, Karnataka High Court acquitted all 4. Subsequently, not satisfied with the judgment, Karnataka government approached Supreme Court in June 2015. Subsequently, in 2017, on February 14, Supreme Court upheld conviction of all the 3 accused by the trial court, which includes Sasikala Natarajan, and Jayalalitha's sentence and fines abates because of her death. So, this is chronology of disproportionate assets case. Right friends, with this let us conclude why and how. Have a nice day. Thank you.